Hey there, Gym Bros. It's Jake here, and today I want to talk about the most important principle when it comes to making gains. And if you are not abiding by this principle, you will make very little gains, which sucks because you're not going to be wasting hours in the gym not getting anywhere. That principle is progressive overload. Now that is just a fancy way of saying doing a little bit more each time you train. So a little bit more week in, week out, a little bit more month in, month out, until eventually you're doing more total stuff, so total volume. Now, the main things that are going to influence your total volume are the amount of weight you're using for a given exercise, the amount of sets you're doing for that given exercise, and the amount of reps you're doing for that given exercise. So those are the three simplest variables that we can actually change up to allow us to abide by that progressive overload principle. Now, for example, if you are doing a bench press, and I know you're doing bench press because if you're not doing bench press, then you're not really a gym bro, but if you're doing 3 sets of 10 reps for your bench press when you first start doing that exercise, if you want to progressively overload that exercise and the muscles you're using, so your chest and your triceps, then you could, for example, week 1, you're doing 3 sets of 10 at 60 kilos. Week 2, you're feeling good. You go for 3 sets of 10 at 62.5 kilos. Week 3, you don't feel like you can up the weight, so you do 3 sets of 12 at 62.5 kilos, and so on. And your progress is not always going to be that linear, but that is just a very simple example of how you can actually incorporate that progressive overload into your own programming. Now, the best thing to do in this situation is to really not overcomplicate it. Now, something that a lot of us gym bros do is we try and add weight to the bar every session. And whilst if you're a beginner or really early in the stages of your lifting career, you'll be able to do that, but you'll hit a point where you won't be able to add weight to that bar in the next session. And therefore, we need to start getting a little bit more creative by mixing up the other variables like our sets and reps. So if you're hitting the wall at your 62.5 kilo bench press, then try and add 1 extra rep per set in the next session or the next week. And just keep it really simple like that. So try to progress as linearly as you can for as long as you can. And that way you're going to make the progress as simple as possible. So I hope that helps, guys. I hope that made a lot of sense. Progressive overload is the key to gains. Get after it. See you next time. Oh, hey, it's me again. And if you like what you see, why not give me a subscribe and just see what happens?